What's going on, guys? Welcome back to ANDEPODCAST.
Let's get right into the very beneficial.
Well, like something like that.
Good. See, and it's clear.
And you're spilling it all over this
Cans are hard to Alright, ready?
Because I was just like, oh, look at them. Good for them.
What's your favorite or best performance? Who would you say are your favorites personally? Who is your favorite person to call? And also, if there's a difference, who's your favorite person to watch live? If it's not the same thing, what was your favorite call there?
Definitely my favorite so far. This is my favorite performance.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of A&E. Tom here. Unfortunately, Bailey could not make it because our schedules did not work out, but I do want to cover this deadline, and we did talk about it on the phone a little while yesterday, and it was insane. I know I covered some things through the YouTube shorts, and I know I covered the 76ers trade, which I want to go back to, but we're going to start off with the last trade that happened, which was the PJ Washington trade to Dallas, which I think, honestly, for Dallas is a very good trade. Not only did they get PJ Washington, which also helps them out with depth at the big man position, but they got 2 second-round picks. They did have to give up a first, Grant Williams and Seth Curry. Losing Seth Curry might hurt a little bit. He is one of their shooters. I mean, they have Kyrie to make up for that. JJ Hardy is also playing pretty big minutes for them. PJ Washington's, he's not the best, but he's not a star. They didn't need a star. They just need another big man. That's why they got Daniel Gafford as well. I do think that this trade helps them in the Western Conference. They do have depth now. I think there are other teams that have depth, like the Knicks. Again, we'll get back to the Knicks. I know I covered that in the shorts, but this trade 2 second-round picks, one for this upcoming season, one for the 2028 draft. Dumping Grant Williams. Grant Williams didn't fit with that team. They tried it out. I thought maybe it would work. It didn't. He didn't do too well. Again, losing Seth Curry sort of hurts, but now to pair up Derek Lively, Derek Jones Jr., PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, they have that depth that they need at that big man position. So I think that's a good trade. Again, I don't know what direction the Hornets are heading in. I know they made a bunch of other trades, so we'll end up talking about those trades later too, but I don't understand what they're doing. They're supposed to be helping LaMelo, and they're not doing anything to do that. The one team that is proving to help a young guard is the Pacers. Pacers, again, all they do is make big deals. They traded away Buddy Hield, which, again, you're dumping a contract, and they ended up picking up Doug McDermott, which is another trade we'll get onto later, who's another good shooter. So they're helping out Tyrese Halliburton. The Hornets are not helping out LaMelo, and I don't understand why. So I'm going to jump over to this 76ers for Buddy Hield deal. Amazing. This trade is amazing. I think that, so the full deal was the Sixers get Buddy Hield, the Pacers get Furkan Korkmaz, Doug McDermott, 24 second-round pick, 29 second-round pick, catch considerations for the Sixers. The Spurs get Marcus Morris, 2029 second, and cash considerations. This deal for the Philadelphia 76ers makes them very Nuggets championship-like, if you ask me. They have Joel Embiid, who's averaging 35 when he comes back from injury. I think they said 3 weeks after surgery, which he just got done. They have Tyrese Maxey, I believe, is averaging 25, close to it. And you have a bunch of good role players with Kelly Oubre, Tobias Harris, Buddy Hield now starting for you. Paul Reed is playing awesome in the absence of Joel Embiid, and so is Toby Harris. So you have those guys. You have Paul Reed. Again, you have Mo Bamba coming off the bench, who's not that good, but third center off the bench, maybe center. Paul Reed's playing power forward for you. So I think that their team, and then you have DeAnthony Melton. They did trade Pat Bev for Campaign, which I think they're just looking for the scoring off the bench. Pat Bev might be is a better defender, not might be. Easily a better defender, but Campaign can give them the scoring. He was a good role player for the Suns, so I know people were upset about that. But again, prior to this year, Campaign had back-to-back 10-point seasons. So again, nothing insane, but when you're giving him 20 minutes, 10 points a game, coming off the bench, Melton's going to be more of a bench scorer for you guys, but again, adding him. But this Buddy Hield trade is amazing. I think that, giving them the shooter that they need now, you can spread the floor more. I think it's awesome. I think the 76ers win this trade. I think if Joel Embiid comes back healthy, that team could probably take the East. Very hard between them. I want to see the Bucks, but I just don't trust Doc Rivers enough. But I think it's a very close run between the Celtics, 76ers, and the Knicks after that trade. So now we're going to go into the Suns adding Royce O'Neal, David Roddy. The Grizzlies got a 26th first-round pick swap from the Suns, Chimeze Metu, and Yuta Watanabe. When the Nets receive Jordan Goodwin, Keita Bates-Diop, draft rights to Vanja I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, via the Grizzlies, and 3 future second-round picks. Don't know what the Nets are doing. I understand they want to keep their core together with DFS, Cam Johnson, and Mikal Bridges, but they dumped Dinwiddie in a trade that didn't make sense to me for Dennis Schroeder. But again, they're getting rid of Royce O'Neal, which doesn't really matter. He's a vet at this point. The Suns could use him off the bench. I like Chimze Metu. I think that Metu is going to get a chance to step up right now for the Grizzlies, especially because the Grizzlies just got rid of all their bigs and traded Adam to the Rockets, apologies. But I think that Chimze Metu, if he gets a shot, can actually be a very good player. So we'll see what happens there. Again, not a good trade overall for really any teams except for maybe the Grizzlies, who got their first-round pick swap with the Suns, or the Nets, who got 3 second-rounders. Let's see what they can do with those trades. Covered this already, but the Thunder add Gordon Hayward from the Hornets for Micic, Trey Mann, Davis Bertans, 2024 second-round pick, and a 2025 second-round pick as well. Good trade if Hayward comes back. Depends on what happens with that injury. This Knicks trade, man. Alec Burks and Bojan Bogdanovic for a bunch of players that aren't going to weren't playing. Evan Fournier, Malachi Flynn, Quentin Grimes, Ryan Arcidiacono, cash considerations, and not even a first-round pick. 2 future second-round picks. That trade is amazing for the Knicks. The Knicks can now be front runners in the East because of this. If everybody is healthy come the playoffs, I think that if OG and Randall are healthy, you guys have an amazing roster right now. You know what Alec Burks can do because he was already there. He just wasn't in the right system at the time. The team was not a legit contender when they had him. So now you bring him back while the team is actually contending. And I think that this team is amazing in a weak East right now. So then going back to what I was saying before with Spencer Dinwiddie, Dennis Schroeder, Thad Young for Dinwiddie. I don't get it. Personally, I don't get it. Thad Young, congratulations. Welcome back to the Nets. Dennis Schroeder, welcome to the Nets. And you dump Dinwiddie, man. Dinwiddie's now going to be dropped, or he already has been cut by the Raptors because the Raptors don't want him. The Raptors are rebuilding. I guess it's smart for the Raptors to dump their vets right now. For the Nets, I really don't get it, man. You're receiving 2 vets that you don't need. It's not like you guys are these legit playoff contenders that these guys are going to make a difference. So I don't understand it. Going back to the 76ers trade, 76ers trade Pat Bev to the Bucks, campaign, and a second-round pick. You receive a pick for Pat Bev, who's probably done in 2 years, maybe. And you know what? That's big for the Bucks to give them the bench defense with Dame starting because Dame isn't the best defender and he's been missing time already. Campaign is a good score, and you get a pick. Good trade for the Bucks for the 76ers, in my opinion. Then the Mavs just pick swapped. Didn't really mean anything. Celtics add Jaden Springer, which I don't get for the 76ers. Springer's playing all right in the minutes he's getting without Joel Embiid. So I don't really understand this. I like Jaden Springer. I think this helps the Celtics out a lot. The Celtics didn't have a lot of depth. That's one thing I was talking about. So I think this is a really good trade for them. You add a young depth a guy now you can help develop. We see the development that they made with Tatum. You see the development they made with Jaylen Brown. Who knows? Maybe Springer could be one of the next big things for them, next good role player for them. I like this trade a lot for the Celtics. I think that this helps them out when it comes to depth in the bench. We covered the Mavs acquiring Daniel Gafford for Rashawn Holmes. So smart to dump Rashawn Holmes' contract. He was making way too much money. They did dump a first-round pick for Gafford, but again, they needed this center depth. And again, I like the Mavs. I think that helps the Mavs out. I want to see Luka be able to do something with this team, and I think that if you get too late now, but one more star away, not even superstar. I know they have Kyrie. Maybe get rid of Kyrie in this offseason and see if you get somebody for him that fits Luka better. Moving on to the Raptors, now being able to, support and rep Canada and use this as the biggest PR break we've probably ever seen. The Raptors received Kelly Olynyk and Ochai Agbaji for Otto Porter, Kira Lewis, 2024 first-round pick. Kira Lewis already cut by the Jazz. But they now have Kelly Olynyk, RJ Barrett, and Chris Boucher, 3 guys from Canada. That is a huge PR boost for them. I just think they're moving in the right direction. Ochai Agbaji, great pickup for them. Again, they're going young. They're not trying to compete right now. And bringing Kelly Olynyk to the hometown, that's fine. I'm a fan of that trade. I like what the Raptors did there. 76ers also dumped Daniel House's contract for the 2024 second-round pick, received the 28 second-round pick. Didn't mean much for them. They just wanted to get rid of that contract, which made sense. They don't need the guy on the roster. The Pacers also acquired Corey Joseph in a trade that didn't really matter, and a 2025 second-round pick for a 2024 second-round pick to the Warriors. Good trade. And then these are all trades that we covered, but I think are big. The Wolves added Monte Morris for Troy Brown, Shake Milton, and a 2030 second-round pick. That trade's amazing. The West is so heavy this year that the Timberwolves finally have an opportunity to go out and make a run to go to the Western Conference Finals, maybe the finals. They're good enough to do it. Monte Morris is a proven bench point guard. He's going to give Mike Conley the minutes that he needs to relax. And he proved that he's a good point guard for the Nuggets. The Nuggets went to a Western Conference Finals without Jamal Murray and Monte Morris starting at your one guard. So he's a proven guy already. Great pickup for the Timberwolves. Timberwolves can now make a run in the West. And I don't even want to say that as a Nuggets fan. It's scary, but that's amazing. Going back to that Celtics Grizzlies trade, 2 second-round picks and Lamar Stevens for Xavier Tillman, a guy that can actually help you out. I think this is a huge trade for the Celtics also. They're contenders. They're the best team in the East right now while Embiid's out. And I think that this is making them even better. If you look at how much time Porzingis has missed, how much time Al Horford has missed, this gives them the opportunity to now play Xavier Tillman off the bench if needed to start when Porzingis is out and give Al Horford the ability to move down to the power forward role. So now that you have Xavier Tillman, Al Horford, Kristaps Porzingis, Luke Kornet, you have 4 and 5s, and now you can move Tatum back to the small forward, run your big ball lineup that you like to run Derek White as your 1. You can run Tatum and Brown as your 2-3. And you can now run whoever you want between Al Horford, Xavier Tillman, Luke Kornet, and Kristaps Porzingis at your 4-5. Even if you want to now start Kristaps at the 4 and put Tillman at the 5, he's not that big, but this helps expand the floor with Porzingis out at the wing now. And you don't have to play 5 out, you can play 4 and 1. So I think that's a great trade, helps the Celtics out. And that deadline was amazing. I know a lot of people don't like to see moves, but I did just want to get in and cover this as fast as I can. That deadline was amazing. I think that if you're going to look at the teams that rose to the top, again, the Celtics have already been there. The Bucks have already been there. Adding Pat Bev, they've been there. The 76ers have already been up there. The 76ers made the jump from without Embiid, a B-tier team, to a low A-tier team with Embiid, to now an S-tier team. They're up there with the best of them. This lineup, again, looks very much like the Nuggets lineup did last year. You have a great guard in Tyrese Maxey. If you want to look into cancel that out with Jamal Murray, you have your center with Jokic and Embiid. It just cancels out perfectly. Now you have your shooter, MPJ and Buddy Hield, matches up with the small forward. You have your defensive wing power forward who can shoot the ball if you need him to, and Toby Harrison and Aaron Gordon. And again, I think that it's perfect. And then you have Oubre and KCP. Again, same kind of player. This team matches the Nuggets to a T last year when it comes to roles. It is all about how healthy they are going into the playoffs and if Embiid can execute the right way. I think that trade is amazing. And again, I want to see the T-Wolves make a run in the West. As a Nuggets fan, it's hard for me to say that. I would like to see them make a run, and I would like to see my boy Monte succeed if the Nuggets don't get there. So I think that this trade deadline was amazing overall. Again, how active it was blows my mind, but I'm so happy to see an active trade deadline in the NBA. So thank you guys for checking it out. We're getting more episodes out soon. I just wanted to come on here and cover the deadline because I think so much happened that needed to be covered. This is amazing, and we'll catch you guys soon.